Hi YouTubers, today we're going to make Bannann Peze. Man, I love some bannann, and it's basically just fried plantains, and it's usually a side dish, sort of equivalent to what you would see next to a hamburger, like French fries or like sweet potato fries or any side dish you can really think of. It's usually accompanied with griot, which is amazing, and like a salad or maybe some mac and cheese. But yeah, let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is cut the plantain. Usually I keep my plantains out because they're easier to cut warm, and also if you keep them out they ripen up and they get yellow and you can have sweet plantains. If you find that the plantain is difficult to cut, put it in some hot water for a few minutes and then it'll be easy to cut. So the first thing you're going to do is take the plantain, of course, and you want to cut it so that you pierce inside, so you're not cutting the actual plantain inside, you're cutting the skin, and you just get it lengthwise and you go all the way down. At that point you should be able to pull it and the skin is coming off relatively easy, and I just keep pulling it apart. Some people will continue to use a knife. I prefer not to because I want to preserve the plantain as much as possible. But there you go, the skin's off. I'll cut off the ends a little bit and then cut it up and put it in the bowl. Now we're going to cut it up into the pieces that we want to fry. I usually like medium-sized plantains, so these are the pieces we're going to cut. I want to say they're about 1.25 inches, but you can cut them smaller, you can cut them bigger, you can cut them at an angle, but that's really it. This one plantain gave us 6 pieces that we're going to work with. Now that we've finished cutting up the plantain, we're going to put a few of the ingredients that it needs. I usually put half of a lime, well, the juice from half of a lime in it, just to kind of balance out the vinegar. This lime is a little bit hard, so what I'll do is I'll like press it up against the counter to soften it up so we can get more, like, maximum juice out of it. Not to do it for too long. I think it's soft enough. I'm just gonna cut it in half, set aside that one half, and squeeze the other in here. The lime just adds a really cool flavor to it. You don't necessarily have to do it, I just prefer to do it. Now that the lime is in there, we're going to add the vinegar. I have about 1/4 cup of vinegar. Add that, and then we're going to put a teaspoon of salt. I use Celtic sea salt. It's just got a lot of minerals in there. It's not as bad as regular table salt. I actually try to stay away from that. So we're going to take a teaspoon of that. And then the final step is to cover it with some lukewarm water and let it sit for a few minutes. Now we're gonna fry the plantains. I use this Presto fryer. I had a basket and the basket got all bent out of shape and just too nasty. So now I just use this to take my ingredients and put it in there and fry, and I also use it to take it out. So instead of throwing this away because I didn't have the basket, I just kind of improvised and used something else. So what I'm going to do now is scoop up the plantains in here, let the water drain, because you don't want too much water in the fryer because it's gonna stop popping. And then you take it and you just put it inside. As you can hear, it's frying, but always keep it covered when you're pouring stuff inside of it. You don't ever want to like hang over it, because oil popping in your face is not something that is cool at all. So now that I have all the bannann in there, I'm gonna just let it fry until it's a light golden brown. I leave a little space so there's some air that is coming out, so it's not completely covered. So we'll just sit and we'll just wait for the plantains to cook. It's been 7 minutes. I'm gonna take out the bannann now. Basically just scoop it. It's a light golden brown color. Woo! Yes, accidents do happen in the kitchen. I put it in this plate that has the paper towel because I want it to take the oil. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Now we're going to use the tostonera, and what it is essentially is 2 pieces of wood connected with a little circle, like a groove I guess you can call it, inside, and you just place the plantain inside of there, you fold it over, and there you go. Now if you don't have one, 2 smaller dishes will work. You just use the bottom and you put them together to make your twice fried plantains, and that's all you have to do. Okay, so now that they're all pressed, the point of making Bannann Peze, it's twice fried plantains. You fry them first, you mash them in the tostanera, and then you take it, you dip it in the liquid that you had it marinating for the few minutes, and then you pour it in the oil. This helps crisp it up, give it a little bit more flavor, and yeah, that's the process. So I'm going to take a couple of these and see how many will fit in this. I think this is a good amount. Dip it in the water so that it's covered a little bit. Let it drain. Okay, now this oil is very, very hot. It's been sitting at 375 degrees, so it's going to make a lot of popping noises. But the point is to put it in and to make sure you just dip it and close. Always be mindful of making sure that the opening by you is covered with the lid so that it doesn't pop up at you. It's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to take it out now. They're ready. Again, you're going to put it back in the plate you used before to drain the oil. How beautiful that bannann is. And we're going. Oh yeah. How quick was that, right? You can, it's a quick side dish to make with anything. You can eat it with pickles, you can dip it in sauce. Again, you can eat it with like a salad, like whatever you want to make. I've even seen people make sandwiches with it, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, if there's anything else that you want me to make, leave it in the comment box below. I'll be glad to help you out. And as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Brooklyn is where all my friends are. Brooklyn is where I can run to the corner store and get all my items that I need to create a quick meal. There's a whole story behind how my name is spelled the way that it's spelled and it sounds the way that it sounds. I wasn't trained at a school. I learned to cook with my mom. I think I was about 5 or 6, and she said that